need an operation fast, and you're the best I know at this kind of unorthodox work.
What made you change your mind?
Huh?
I put in a lot of doors this year. Ever since the IronMan, everybody wants to do robot hard.
Yeah, well.
Hey everybody, this is Mr. Scotty99 at Subspace Station at YouTube, known as Scotty at GuildRock SMP. Loading into the server right now. Let me say hello to everybody. Oh boy. You know, I'm going to have to make this look a little weird on the camera for you, because I will not be able to read what I have written down for you all, explaining who, what, where, how, when, and why has happened to me. And yeah, it's not fun, but let me see if I can get it. How about that's about the best I'm gonna be able to do for here. Well, anyway, I'll get a little bigger for you. Sorry, my VTuber is not working at the moment here in Linux, so I'm just using a picture of me springing back. So I guess I could start off with January 13th. January 12th, went over to a friend's house, birthday party. I got a cake that had blue and purple icing on it, and I heard a couple days later everybody's poop was blue and black, which I think is hilarious because of the food dye in the frosting. Anyway, we went home Sunday night there, and then about Monday morning, about 3 or 4 a.m., my heart wouldn't start doing the funky chicken, or wouldn't stop doing the funky chicken. It was kind of just beating weird and uncontrolled, and I was kind of fearful of my life. So we give a good old ambulance a call and get rushed off. But anyway, I had 3 heart attacks in the past. Lately I had been suffering some arterial fibrillation, the lub of your heart's lub-dub. And my ejection fraction was, the last time I had an echocardiogram, was down to about 20%. And that is not a good number for how much blood your heart's supposed to be pumping out. So I guess the RCA, the right coronary artery on my heart, a little down, further down from a stent I'd already had placed back in 2015, was about 85% occluded. And when your body's suffering from some kind of attack like this, it's natural for your body to want to hang on to the fluids. Well, my body likes to store the fluids in my torso and chest rather than the legs like most people. My mom had what we called squishy puffy feet. You could push 2 fingers down on her ankle and it would leave a dimple there for a minute until it filled back in. Well, unfortunately, because of the congestive, not, cough and cold, flu congestion, but the congestion that I retain causes what's known as congestive heart failure. It's kind of like drowning from the inside out until your heart stops. So my breath became shorter and shorter until I couldn't breathe anymore, and sending me through an anxiety attack like you wouldn't believe, which only exacerbated everything. Just sent it through the roof, so the ambulance was called. I was rushed to the Red Bluff Hospital because they didn't think I was going to make it to Chico. Red Bluff's only about 15 minutes away. Chico's about 28. But hauling ass, you know, it was either 12 minutes or 18 minutes, and they chose the 12 minutes. And what's weird is, you know, once I got to Red Bluff, the best they could do, because they don't have a cardiac care unit, was treat me with diuretics and oxygen until I became stable enough to transport by helicopter to Chico. And so they did. Sadly, after transport over to Chico, over the next couple of hours, because I guess they didn't, I don't know, switch me onto the proper oxygen tank, or I'm not exactly sure what. I was filling up with fluids more and starting to unable to breathe again. But it was also basically my heart fibrillating all kinds of crazy. Instead of lub dub, it was going bub lub dub. So it basically wasn't pumping blood. And I think what had caused that was basically, one, the not being put back on the forced oxygen like I was needing, or I guess. But you know, one of my RCA, the RCA artery was still blocked. You know, 85% occluded is what the cardiologist told me. And you know, I was getting bad enough to where my heartbeat was about 180 beats per minute, but my blood pressure was only like 63/45. And my O2 saturation was down to like 83% or something. So like a car's engine that's out of timing, it don't go. Well, my heart was basically fluttering about enough to where it just wasn't pumping blood. And whether it completely stopped or was just laying there like a quivering mass is kind of up for grabs. So the next thing I hear is everybody said, "Clear." They had stuck defibrillator stickers on my back and on my heart and over my heart. They don't do the paddle thing like in the movies, at least in the emergency room or hospital anymore. But I heard clear, and before it hit me, 65 joules passed through me. Funny thing is that most people claim it's like getting kicked in the chest by a donkey. For me, it was like getting hit in the back of the head, you know, right on your knowledge knot, with an electric 2x4. I think I don't know what to describe it as, but I basically saw white, and then I think every image I've ever seen all at once. It wasn't like a sideways scroll along and watch the life flash before your eyes movie type thing. If anything, it was like from going up from a white wall backwards or forward in time in a straight line backwards, you know, and you're seeing every image you've ever seen all the way up to the now. That's about the best I could describe what I think I saw. And what's really weird is that electric jolt, it stirred up a lot of mental breakthroughs, epiphanies, new ideas, brought up some past PTSD, apparently unresolved, and some other things that I should probably talk to the shrink about instead of all you all. But it was really weird. For a few days afterward, I was really wired. I had a hard time shutting up because there was just, I had no filter. Everything was off. It was weird. Side note, if anybody's ever heard of this, and you please do not believe me, you look it up for yourself. Us redheads, we have a gene in us that has us having a notably higher tolerance for pain, which subsequently is matched by our tolerance for medications and drugs. More Novocaine for dental work, more propofol to keep you under during a surgery, more anyway. So drugs, alcohol, you name it, it's always taken us redheads more. And they estimate about a third more than it does for just regular old folks. So don't believe me, look it up. But I'm Enloe Hospital there in Chico. I am their reigning champion for extubation. That's basically when they have intubated you, they've shoved a pipe down your throat and sending oxygen to your lungs. You're usually out, drugged underneath some kind of anesthetic or something to keep you out. I'm not sure how long I was out and intubated, but the drugs weren't enough and wore off too soon. Apparently, the doctor that had intubated me was in the building and less than 5 minutes away to extubate me. But I beat her to it. Still drugged and delirious, unsurfaced PTSD, Marine combat training took over, and I was able to work through my restraints enough that I was able to extubate myself. The funny part is from an area that's supposed to be all quiet, because intubated folks don't speak while intubated, the doctors and nursing staff heard a gurgle, "Hey, want to hear something funny?" And then I passed back out, leaving everyone on read. So, and I did that back in 2015, and I did that here now in 2025, so I'm still the 10-year reigning champion for, self-extubation. But it was definitely the joke around the hospital, and it's not a small hospital. So anyway, after waking up from all that, and them draining me by pumping me full of diuretics and pretty much making me pee. Oh, I don't know. I probably could have filled up one of the Great Northern Lakes, I feel like. I felt like parchment paper, and at least I was stable at rest. So Friday, January 17th, my cardiologist performed an angiogram and plasty because he had found that the RCA was, 85% blocked, so he had to open that up. That did me a lot of good. I tell you, I felt at least 78% better. Almost right away after draining all the fluids, because for medical terms, I probably urinated about 12 liters in probably, a good 36-hour period. That was a lot of fluid. That's almost 3 gallons or, 4 liters a gallon. I don't know. Yeah, about 3 gallons or so over a couple days. Anyway, so I had to have that angiogram on Friday, and unfortunately, had everything been clear and I not needed the angiogram or angioplasty done on Friday, I would have gotten the AICD. Basically, it's a defibrillator pacemaker installed, but because we did have to do the angioplasty, I had to wait over the weekend, and unfortunately, it was that Martin Luther King Day weekend, so it was a 3-day weekend. Had to wait until that following Tuesday to have the cybernetics installed. Then woke up a few hours later. Things were fine. They had a strap around my body and a strap around my left arm, and even my wrist strapped to the front of it to keep me from moving my arm around. because they don't want you flailing your arm about, my left arm anyway, because the main box is just installed just short of my collarbone, between my ribs and skin and my arm, and somewhere around there are obviously the wires and tubes and stuff that go to my heart, and they don't want some kind of sudden jerking motion or something to jerk the cords out and kill me instantly. So they've got me on take it easy mode right now. I've got about 3 weeks to go with the strap. I can actually sit and kick back and relax without it on. But if I get up and go anywhere or do anything, or when I go to sleep, it's best to put it on because, while you're walking around, if you're to trip and go to fall, natural thing to do is stick your arms out, and that would be quite the jerking motion that they don't want me to have. So I know I would need to tuck and roll. But here, let me run to the shopping district. So basically, where am I going? Can't see. I hate that. So basically, everything went well during my installation. They let me come home even a little bit shorter than 24 hours later. Things were great. It was a joy to be home. Unfortunately, there was a slight oversight. I'm not sure if it was the hospitalist's fault or just an oversight of some sort, but they sent me home, and on no diuretics, just seemingly naturally over about the next 4 days. 2 days were great. That third night, I was having a little trouble sleeping. I fell asleep, and then I woke up kind of out of breath, so I just sat up and watched a couple movies and stayed up all that next day, and then tried to go to sleep on, again, the next Sunday night. And every time I would fall asleep, almost everybody has a little bit of that apnea, where you're right there at the bottom of a breath, and sometimes your body takes a moment and then breathes in again. Well, every time I did that, it woke me up in a panic, and I thought, oh my God, I can't be waking up in a panic every 10 minutes, with this new gizmo in my chest. I couldn't imagine it would be good for it or me or whatever. So it ended up being about 4 o'clock in the morning again on Monday morning, and I ended up going back to the hospital. They again shoved a whole bunch of diuretics in me and made me pee my brains out, got me back into a room where they continued to draw blood, every so often, because they were wanting to make sure everything was fine with my implant. It was just that I was filling up with fluid again. So they've got me on, I don't know if anybody's heard of it before, but stuff's called Lasix. And basically it's a pee pill. And the reason why they call it Lasix is because it lasts 6 hours. You take it, it's almost like back in the old days when you party and you drink about 4 or 5 beers and maybe a 6th beer. And hey, buddy, I'll be right back. Got to go pee. You go into the bathroom and you whiz. And you whiz, and it was like the most relieving whiz you've ever had. And then you're done. You shake it off. You go back out, and you're partying, talking some more. And about 10 minutes later, you got to pee again. But when you do, it's only just a little bit. And so Lasix is like that, but that every 10 minutes is about every half hour, and it's only a little bit. For those in science, you only end up coughing up about 150 to 200 milliliters a time, but you'll do it over the next 6 hours, probably every half hour to 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Depends on how camelish you are. I'm very camel-like, so. But so yeah, go figure. ambulance rides, helicopter rides. So 2 heart surgeries, a week in ICU. The rest of it was in telemetry care, where they got you hooked up to monitors that they could watch from a separate room, I guess. And so I don't know. I can only imagine with my insurance and what Medicare I do have. I don't know if I'll ever be able to financially recover from all this. But for the last week and a half or so, after I got home, I couldn't do much. So, I'm sorry. For about a week and a half or so after I got home, I couldn't really do much. But over the last, 6, 7, 8 days, I decided to jump back into GuildRock here, and because I was going stir crazy. I've had some really tough time this season. I don't have any guildmates yet. Not that that's anybody's fault, just my own, really. And so I decided to make a couple of 5 stores so far here in our shopping district. Here, do something. Give you a quick tour, and then I'll get out of here. Because I'm sure you're all sick of hearing me. That's why I normally have dubsteppy music playing in the background instead of me talking. But I thought it'd be funny, and here's the chained mail. And you go on in, watch the lava, and you can get yourself helmets, chest plates, the leggings, the boots, some actual chains, and if you're into it, whips too. And then you can head on over to Nice, Napoleon's Ice Cream Emporium. And here you can get iced cream. You get iced cream or snow flavor, or you can even get chunky style, or you can get spicy ice cream. And it's 3 scoops for a diamond. That's a pretty good deal. And if you're feeling low in life and you have nowhere to turn, things are looking down, well, might I suggest that you go to the Church of Latter-day Saints, where you can lift your spirits, get a better view on the world. Here, for a small donation of either 2 blocks of emeralds or a diamond, you can get yourself a stack of scaffolding or a stack of ladders. Remember, these are donations to the church. Then, if you're hungry and you're feeling New Yorkish and you want some soup, well, there's that one guy you know you got to go to, and you got to be nice. Otherwise, you won't get any. But if you single file and have your cash ready and you know what you want, when you ask for it, it'll be good to go and you'll get it. You might even get bread too. But if you piss them off, it'll be no soup for you. Come back 1 week. Then, only to outdo Steve Jobs with simplicity and style, we have SAP, Scotty's Apple Products. And you come right on in here. Boy, isn't that very much like an Apple store. Red apples, 1 diamond for 32. Golden apples, 2 diamonds for 6 right now, because unfortunately there was a error in shipping. Anyway, so soon a new product. It'll be kind of like a new product to eat, eye carrots. So I don't know. Well, I guess you can do MP3s on them. I don't know. These newfangled things. Anyway, so here's my 5 shops, and this is my video for February so far. Hopefully I'll get another one done. Unfortunately, my good Zydex computer is a brick at the moment. I got to send it off warranty style, and everybody knows my torment last year. But thank God my old toaster that I'm running Linux on now is kind enough to run Bedrock for me. So super happy about that. You know what? I'm going to go inside somewhere. Oh, and if anybody feels free, you want to have fun out here with the little ice rink, you could even play some hockey with the armadillo. So there we go. Okay, I am going to sign it off here, and thanks for all the thoughts and prayers and love and support. And gosh, I hate to say this, but if you like the video, please like, share, subscribe, donate, join, sacrifice to, whatever you need to do to help keep my spirits up and keep it going. Thanks again. Bye.